minions, welcome to Crank It Up. This is the postmortem for Game 8. This is going to be featuring the Mega Trooper Ninjas at number 12 and the Mad Scientist Kitty Cats at number 21. The Mad Scientist Kitty Cats advanced with a score of 16-12 in both games, winning after Game 2. Initially, these two teams were polled at 54%, thinking that Mega Trooper Ninjas would advance, versus 46% saying that Mad Scientist Cats would advance. And I think that's fairly accurate, because these teams are both incredibly strong. I have a lot of experience with both of them, and the matchup was a lot closer than it would seem, even though I did favor Mad Scientist Cats going into this matchup, simply because I thought they stood a better chance of executing their game plan, and as long as they didn't get screwed in the draw, they'd be able to mitigate many of the dangers that Mega Trooper Ninjas face. So if you haven't played Mega Trooper Ninjas before, and I've said that I've played them a lot, because they're J. Crew's favorite combo, they steal bases at an alarming rate. It is very difficult to beat them because you have to beat them by a massive amount. The problem is they can steal so much. They can jump on with the Shinobi, they can move on, they get power boost before base scores, they have multiple ways of getting minions on at the last second, they can hit a ninja and destroy you, they can blitzing sword attack, lightning rescue can be used in any number of ways. They have a lot of tools. And we saw this in Game 1, where the base starts out and I'm winning by a lot. He adds a Black Trooper and he has enough specials in order to overtake me, even with me taking one of his minions in the process. That's how powerful and how scary they are. But Mad Scientist Cats have a very interesting game plan that they could bring into this matchup. One of the major weaknesses of Mega Trooper Ninjas is that outside of a couple of key plays, they can only play one minion per turn. Those key plays would be Plan for More, which could reveal another minion and let you play it, and a Ninja Acolyte to swap out another minion for a higher one. You could kind of count Disguise in that same vein, but I'm not really going to do that, just because that's not typically how I would use Disguise in that situation. Their job is not really to break bases. They would probably use Disguise to destroy something and then use Disguise as a form of recurrence to get Ninja Master back. Because Ninja Master as a hidden ninja is incredibly powerful. What the Mad Scientist Cats can do is they can strategically do nothing. Knowing that Mega Trooper Ninjas have a difficult time breaking bases, they should intentionally play slow, because their upside is greater once they actually hit it. The big play of Mad Scientist Cats is the ability to break all three bases at one time, usually with an indestructible minion, although it's not absolutely required to do that. They have Catfight, which can be used to draw a lot of cards. On an indestructible minion, that can be, 7 or 8 cards or potentially more. They have Uber Serum, which creates that indestructible minion and allows it to grow over time. They have Body Shop, which could effectively double a minion's power, but it doesn't have to, since the power counters can be spread anywhere. It will still double the total power of that minion, but it can position the power strategically. This is actually really important for Hidden Ninja, because it means that I can spread my counters, and sometimes I go like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, spreading it out as much as possible, because I don't want to put them all on one person unless the person is indestructible, because then Hidden Ninja will bring in Ninja Master and kill it, and all my counters will be lost. Additionally, if I put all the counters on the indestructible minion, then I'm only breaking one base, which might be fine, but I would prefer to break multiple bases at the same time, and do so in such spectacular fashion that the Mega Trooper Ninjas don't have the cards to steal all of them. Yes, they could steal one, but without the opportunity to draw more cards, it's basically pick which base you want to win, I'll give you that one, but I'll win these other two. They also have Angry Mob, which can dump many of the cards that you got from Catfight. As I explained in my video, depending on what bases come out, it's possible to play up to 4 actions in one turn, usually with Standing Stones or Fairy Circle, because you have your regular action, you have 2 Whiskers, the Whiskers can target an indestructible minion, although again, it doesn't actually have to be that way. So you can Catfight, you can Body Shop, you can Angry Mob, you can Catfight, you can do it in any order, potentially Body Shopping twice. If you go into a reset of your discard pile, you can Catfight, Body Shop, Catfight to draw a bunch of cards, and then Body Shop again. That's an example of that. they have a lot of tools that they can use to just blow the base by a significant margin. And that's what I was playing to. Where Mega Trooper Ninjas can counter that is that it relies a lot on Uber Serum, and they have tools to slow it down. In fact, for every tool that the Mad Scientists bring, and the Mad Scientist Kitty Cats bring, the Mega Trooper Ninjas have a counter for it. They have 2 copies of Uber Serum, which can create an indestructible minion. Well, you have Lightning Crystal, which can destroy an action on a minion, and Poison, which can destroy any number of actions on a minion. The Kitty Cats will bring in Hang In There as a third counter, but that could also be used strategically for movement, so you might want to destroy that as well. So in terms of indestructible play on minion actions, I would say that Mad Scientist Kitty Cats are +1, but it's conditional. You might use that for move. You might actually want the minion to be destroyed so it can move to another base. The next one that you have is Grave Situation. This wouldn't necessarily block the destruction, but it would make the destruction not as meaningful because the minion would just go back into the hand. We actually saw this in Game 2, where Grave Situation was on the factory base, Queen Fluffy was there. You couldn't assassinate Queen Fluffy because you needed to, you just go back to the hand and you wouldn't really accomplish anything. So that forced J.Crew to use Lightning Crystal to destroy Grave Situation, even though Infiltrate is probably the better choice for destroying that, because Infiltrate specifically only targets on base actions. The problem is he didn't drew it, and he needed, to slow them down. Once they hit their upside, this is very difficult for Mega Trooper Ninjas to combat, because you could have Queen Fluffy and Whiskers. Combined with Mr. Grumpers, or Grumpiness, or Hissy Fit, I could potentially kill every minion that Mega Trooper Ninjas play, because they can only play 1 per turn. That's very brutal. Now, their destruction package can make that, difficult. And as you saw in Game 1, there weren't enough protection to get everyone, because I had to lose a copy of Uber Serum in order to win Evan City Cemetery. I was okay with that because I was really desperate for Catfight, and as it turns out, Catfight was way on the bottom of my deck. And it didn't get to be a factor in the game. But I lost a copy of Uber Serum, but the accelerated draw was going to make up for it. So even though I wasn't able to cripple him, I still had done the Mad Scientist Cats approach prolonged enough that I had a significant lead and I could play conservatively. Even though I didn't, which was a different story, I got a little bit ambitious in Game 1. I was trying to end in spectacular fashion, keep doing that, which is not normally what I would do, but I had enough of a lead, and sometimes if I feel like I'm going to win the game anyway, I will try and go for maximum upside just to send a message about how powerful this actually is. I'll be thinking about that in future rounds because I don't want to, inadvertently blow a game for someone. So 16-12, that's even after the Mega Trooper Ninjas came back and stole bases on multiple occasions in both games. In Game 2, they tied a base simply with just a special. They wanted to save their specials for something much more impactful, and then they stole the mothership as well. They can compete, certainly. Mad Scientist Cats, they do have the greater upside. It's a question of which one will hit the upside first, and in these cases, the Mad Scientist Cats did. The other thing that I pointed out was that they still have big plays even if they can't actually hit their maximum upside. That's a play like Angry Mob, where It's Alive. It's Alive can play a monster, which can play another minion, which might be a Whiskers. You might sacrifice a lower minion so that you can get an extra action. It's these types of chains that were able to break Game 1 and just finish off the base, because I was able to mathematically see, based on his discard pile, what specials does he have left, what's the maximum that he could overtake. Can I dump my entire hand with Angry Mob to overtake it? Yes, I can. Let's just go ahead and do it and win the game. So as strong as Mega Trooper Ninjas are, they do have a limited amount of specials, and as long as you hold on, you'll be able to beat them, and that's what Mad Scientist Cats are able to do. Now, this is going to be interesting because I had them facing Kaiju Innsmouth next round, but they're not, because Kaiju Innsmouth are miraculously defeated for somehow. So I'm curious to see what impact this has on the brackets. Anyone who picked Mad Scientist Cats going forward might actually have a much better chance because they're facing a weaker team, and one that, could be difficult with Ignoble Teddy Bears. They've already rise up and overcome. But Cats could also make some interesting plays against them. I'm curious to see how round 2 is going to shake out for that, and to see if anyone who bet on Mad Scientist going forward would be rewarded because of the fact that they're not playing Kaiju Innsmouth. That's it for Game 8. We'll see you tomorrow for Game 9. Let's shut it down.